and we cannot even complain that Sally has been bullying us because she is a special child. Sally was also awful towards me. She would often abuse me and even steal my stuff, and my parents wouldn't do anything. And as I mentioned, Sally was always in competition with Maya. If Maya wanted to participate in music, she would too. I remember Maya saying in high school that she had a crush. What does Sally do? Make out with that crush in front of Maya. My parents didn't even save enough for college for either of us, but luckily for Maya, she got on scholarship. I had to take out a loan. The last straw for Maya was when she was dating this guy in college. She brought him home when they were on vacation. She caught Sally and him having intimacy in the basement. It was a poop storm. My parents did berate Sally, but after a few days, they were like, "Hey, what happened just happened. It will be wrong to separate these love birds." That was it for Maya. She screamed at them that she had endured their abuse for all these years, but not anymore. She cut off contact. There was a lot of tension. Some of my uncles and aunts were divided. Sally was just as shameless as she was and went on to date Maya's ex. Maya eventually got over it and met a nice guy and got married. She did invite our parents, but not Sally. My parents didn't go, but I did. Now she is currently pregnant with her first child. My parents reached out to her, and although Maya was skeptical, she agreed to reconcile. So, our family has this big dinner once a year at their place where all the relatives and cousins are invited. Maya came along with her husband, Adam. Sally was also there with her husband, Maya's ex. Throughout the evening I noticed Sally tried to be closer to Adam, but he would just shove her off when it was time for dinner. My parents made a toast. Then Sally stood up and said that she was so lucky to be here and that she almost died when she was young. She then redirected to Maya and said, "Sis, I know it must be hard for you because your ex is now my husband. Thanks for the blessing. I know it must be hard for you to be here knowing how hard it was for you to compete with me, but I applaud your bravery." This was the moment Adam stood up and shouted at Sally, saying how dare she insult his wife. Who the F does she think she is? Then the word vomit started. I am just paraphrasing it. You think you are so special because you were a miracle baby. Guess what, I was a miracle baby too, but I don't bitch about it like you do. You are such a pathetic woman that the only achievement in your life you have is something that was accidental. What else do you have to show for? Everything you have was basically borrowed from my wife, even your pathetic husband, who spent the entire evening hitting on every female cousin in this room. You are so annoying even your husband doesn't like you. Do you know what the truth is? You have nothing, and you are nothing. You are so shameless and pathetic that you tried to hit on me. You already got her ex and now you want her husband. I would rather die than be with a woman like you whose personality is worth a paper bag. You have always been jealous of my wife because you always knew you would never be as amazing as she is. That's why you stole from her, because that's the only way you could have what she has. There was more, but it was so brutal that Sally was in tears. My parents and relatives were shocked. My parents told Maya, "Well, aren't you going to do anything?" Maya said no and left with her husband. Honestly, even my cousins were silent. I knew no one liked Sally. I, on the other hand, was laughing behind my wine glass. My mom noticed and said I am an asshole for laughing at my sister's misery. It has been over a week since this happened. The video of Adam's rant was circulating on our cousin GC. I still laugh at it. I have been LC with him ever since, but they are getting a lot of poop for Sally. Update: I went to see my sister, Maya, and her husband today. I talked to her and asked her if she was okay. I haven't got a chance to reach out to her after the dinner. She said she was fine and that mom and dad had been demanding they apologize to Sally. She blocked them, because why should they apologize for the truth? I apologized to my brother-in-law, Adam, for what happened. He said sorry back because he lost his poop. He also had really toxic parents. He basically projected his own anger on Sally. I told him it was fine and even our cousins enjoyed it. They are making fun of Sally and he is practically their hero right now. And as for my parents, well, they are still in denial. I don't care anymore. They have gone too far. I mean, even a stranger sees through their bullshit, yet they refuse to know the truth. They are getting a lot of heat from everyone, especially grandma, mom's mom, because our grandpa left her for another woman. So she takes it as a big offense. Apparently, my parents lied to her about Sally's husband. They said Maya and him used to date but they broke up. Update 2. Well, after I talked to Adam, he called me a few days later to ask me if I could speak to him. So I met him at his house. He made some excuses to Maya and took me someplace private. He pulled out his phone and told me that Sally had been texting him nonstop. He ignores her. He has already blocked 3 of her accounts. The texts range from "sorry, please talk to me," bashing Maya, calling him unworthy, some dirty text and also some provocative photos with captions. I can F better than Maya, you know. Adam was sick of it. I was furious. Does Sally have no shame? I said enough is enough. My parents need to see what kind of person Maya is. So, I arranged a meeting with my parents. We didn't tell Maya because she was already pregnant. We do not want to stress her further. We sat with our parents, and before I could speak, Adam cursed right at the sight of my sister and started calling her a harlot. I asked him to calm down. Our parents were furious. I told them they should control their miracle child because she was acting crazy. She has been sending inappropriate messages to Adam. My parents obviously didn't believe it. I showed them the proof. They acted like they were disgusted. Sally kept saying it was a fake account. Someone is trying to defame her. Douche, Sally's husband, forcefully took her phone and discovered the message. He was screaming and shouting at her. She was curled in a ball. Douche looked at our parents and said, "You raised a pathetic WH0 I personally grilled my parents. I told them they were a failure. They always prioritized their golden child over the other kids. Where was their concern when their other daughter was betrayed? Would they have done the same if Sally's boyfriend was cheating on her with Maya? They have enabled Sally so much that she has become an entitled brat. They should know almost everyone in the family hates her and is sick of her." Adam told them they should be ashamed of the brat they raised. They are a bad parent who failed to teach morality to their child. That's why she is after her sister. And he said, "Look at her. Can you honestly say that you are proud of your daughter? Are you proud that she is a homewrecker? Are you proud that nobody loves her?" They need to get off their high horses. My parents didn't say a word. Lastly, I told them to F off. Me and Maya will be cutting them off. Don't even bother calling us. Their whole life, they have invested in their bratty child, so they should just ask for her help when they are old. I am done with them. That is when my mom started crying. saying it was really unfair. The whole family is shunning them. I looked at them and asked, and whose fault is that? My dad looked pretty much defeated. I bet there were other members of the family that grilled them too, and threatened to cut them off for Sally. So, yeah, that's it. Nothing big. I don't think they will learn their lesson. But who cares? And like you guys suggested, I took Adam to a steakhouse and treated him to a fine piece of steak. I also ordered one of those custom trophies, like you guys said, that has world's sassiest brother-in-law written in it. Adam threatened Sally with police, so no messages from her till now. I have decided that I will get a place closer to Maya because she does need help from someone in the family. So, that's all, folks.